How's it going, everybody? We are up here in the beautiful Colville National Forest once again. Today we're checking out a mine site. Should be a lot of fun. I have no idea what we're going to find. I will give you a little bit of background on it, though. Last I can tell anybody was up here was about 2011. That's when there was a environmental impact report done on the Longshot mine, which was a lead-zinc mine that shut down in like the 50s or something. And according to the report, there's a couple of adits, the old mill site foundation, some ore bins, a lot of tailings, all that kind of cool stuff. So we're going to wander around and check it out and see what's up here, if anything. But I will say that right there is the old mill site foundation. So let's go poke around this right now. So at least right now, end of July, well, wait, August, the beginning of August 2020. This is this area out here. They do have a logging operation going on. So if you come up here, you're going to want to come up here on the weekend. And let's check this out. So I'm not exactly sure what lead zinc ore precisely looks like. So I'm going to be picking up some different samples out here. We can kind of see some of this material like that. Whoa, that's got some interesting crystallization on it. Wow, the first piece I picked up, that's pretty cool. There is a bunch of other minerals came out of this mine, and I'll put a list up on the screen because I cannot possibly remember them right now. But it should be fun. A lot of them you're going to need pretty much like a microscope to look at. But when you have something like lead zinc ore, it gives you a lot of possibilities for things that you could do with it, messing around with chemicals and melting the matrix away. So that's kind of cool. There's that quartz running through that. Of course, you can't have a place in the National Forest without some graffiti. And the view up here is amazing. I can only imagine that, so obviously the mill site's here. That kind of looks like a tailings pile up the hill. Now, this study that I was reading about this place said it was going to be like something like 230, 260K to clean up the site. I wasn't able to find anything saying that they actually did that. So hopefully the old ore bin is still up here. The adits are pretty long. I guess there is the old upper adit. They drilled into, I don't know, some type of aquifer or whatever. There's water running into the upper adit, and then it's flowing down into the lower. Huh. Yeah, there's some neat stuff up here. You can tell people have been camping or having at least a little fire going up here. So we're going to kind of just pick up a little sampling of the rock and see where we can go from there. It's pretty neat. So this is one of the locations mentioned. It's this little stream here. You can maybe see the little culvert there. I believe this is coming straight out of the mine, and it's polluted. So don't let the dogs or yourself don't drink this water. But I believe at some point, once they hit water in the mine, they installed this to get rid of the water. We walked from up there, heading up there. And this is always something to kind of investigate when you see a rock like this that's been placed. It's kind of neat. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. I mean, it almost looks like calcite, but there shouldn't be any calcite up here. That should be quartz. But we'll put it back. You can kind of see some seams in this. Schist is basaltic lava that was on the ocean floor, pushed underground like 20 kilometers to the point where there's enough pressure and low temperatures to metamorphosize the basalt into schist. And that's what this is. All in here, all of these boulders, they're all schist. So maybe you can kind of tell, but everything's very unnatural in here. Weird mounds and things. You do see kind of some more rock that would have been mined. So essentially we're kind of on these giant tailing piles right now, looking for the different adits that could be out here. Of course, everything's very overgrown, and who knows where the stuff actually is at this point. I was not able to do any type of real satellite reconnaissance, other than possibly, you know, seeing some of these little clearings here, things like that. When you see little tape marks in the woods, they do mean something. Clearly a person tied that there. Who knows what for? Seriously, Leica? It's toasty out here. Little road is what crossed the drain. I see a couple of openings and some rock up here, so I'm curious to see if that's where the adits are. So probably walk that way, which would put us above that drain. So I'm pretty sure we have the upper adit right there. But look at this. Look at all these strawberries in here. These are mountain strawberries. Not in season right now because it's August. But man, if you came up here early in the spring, when I think that's when they pop off, you and the bears would have so many strawberries. Like is being a little difficult. Oh, and they barred it off. Well, they really don't want people going in here. Interesting. What? No, these are welded in bars.
Oh, I thought they were. Really, that one looks like it's removable. The one in the middle?
No, it's all welded in. So the adits up here, I think they go back like 400 or so feet. Actually, you know what? Right here is a great time. I'm going to roll into the video some surveys of the actual adits and then the shafts, how they connect, and the ore shafts and some stuff like that. So you can look at those, but pretty neat in here. So I believe below us there will be another adit entrance, which will probably be inaccessible, like this one. But this is relatively new. I mean, like that's like modern, like stick welds. So I guess the government did something, huh, in the past 9 years. So up here, above that adit we just looked at with the metal, you can see all of this material has been broken and worked. And while on top of this big boulder here, somebody put a couple of rocks. And I feel like this gray right there is going to be the lead-zinc ore. There's also this rock right here, which I have no clue what that is. But there, this one is kind of unnaturally heavy, and it'd be interesting to see what I can do with this. So I think that's going to go in the bucket. And let's look at some of these rocks in here. So back here, there's what appears to be like a pit that somebody's been working relatively recently. That's not something that you would naturally really see at all. You can see that there's exposed dirt right there. like somebody's been chipping away and shoveling up. I have no idea what for. It doesn't appear to be much of anything. I mean, that's like a freshly cleaved off broken rock. Getting toasty out. There's all kinds of things like this leading off into the woods here. Bigger than a game trail, but I have no idea on where it goes, and I don't exactly want to tromp off into the woods exploring little trails into who knows where. You kind of see back further down the road this direction where we just came from. No sign of people up here. Not like I was really expecting that. I mean, we are pretty far into the middle of nowhere. I just wish I was able to locate some photos of the ore that was coming out of this site, or at least find the ore bin, which that's kind of the thing that we want to do still. Lots of tall grass here, lots of ticks, so that's something to be conscious of. This is certainly not a winter spot. I thought of coming up here in the winter, but what are we, 3,800 feet, Sarah?
I don't know, yeah.
I think it was 3,800 feet. Yeah, high enough up in the National Forest where there's just going to be loads and loads of snow.
You're never going to be able to find the paths if there's snow either.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's quartz crystals that formed in a seam.
Oh yeah, there's another one like that.
Where?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I picked it up and I put it down.
Maybe I'm holding what you picked up and put down.
It was right around the middle of the rock.
Well, here, look at this.
Oh, that's better than what I had.
We'll take that. That's kind of interesting. It's like a needle-like almost, how tiny they are. I think that's a good candidate for some iron out. So one of the things that you can find out here is pyrites, but I think a lot of the pyrite has been converted over to lemonite, which that's like a pyrite cube that has, I don't know, weathered or decomposed into a different mineral. Interesting thing about crystals, they mimic their atomic structure. So on the atomic level, pyrite, the building blocks of that nest together and make little cubes, and it just repeats until you have, well, a cube. Or, you know, with a quartz crystal and you have the spear point, the scepter on it, it's a same thing, that octagonal shape. What do you got there?
Oh, that's the rock I was looking at.
See it. Oh yeah, that's an interesting quartz seam going all the way through that. Huh. It has a very like crystalline structure to it. That's kind of the main road back there, and we got a little bit of a garbage dump here. Check out that can. Somebody used a actual legit can opener on that. There's like some stovepipe. It's probably the top of an oil can right there. Certainly a place that you could metal detect and find all kinds of garbage if you're into detecting for garbage. We are gonna probably walk out here. The foundation of the mill site's right down there, and well, we're unable to locate the ore bin or the upper adit, and I think that's maybe they removed them. Hard to tell. I mean, you could spend a lot of time meandering out here in the woods looking for this stuff, but I would imagine that the old building that was out here along with the ore bin was probably up in that site right there. because you had the milling foundation that they weren't able to easily remove. So I guess that's it. We do have some cool ore samples that I can go back and identify back at the shop. So I will see you back there. What do you think, Leica? She's a hot dog.
No.
Of course, that was fun being out there at the Long Shot Mine. I've done a little bit of research on some of the rocks that we brought back. I'm pretty confident that these gray rocks right here are the lead zinc ore that they were going after there. This kind of being a more pure sample of it, you can kind of see some of that right there in the top of this piece. And I believe if I was to split this, it would be solid. It would be what you're seeing exposed right there, except for this little banding of quartz. It's an extremely heavy rock for the size. Lastly, I picked up this piece of quartz out there. It has, well, it's quartz crystals, and it was formed in a seam. But I kind of picked it up because it's kind of this dirty piece, and I'm going to be working on a rock cleaning video. So we'll kind of be using probably this as the example. So got that, which that'll be fun. So I think it's really fascinating to pick up ore samples. It's not something that people typically rockhound for, and you know, a lot of people would probably just not even think about going out and doing this type of thing. I find it to be fascinating. I think it's really cool to have ore. I don't know. It's like you know, the same reason people like rocks because of their pretty colors and stuff. I think it's fascinating to know that there's a raw element that you could extract out of this. And, you know, people labored countless hours in these mining operations to extract this, to have it be turned into things that you could buy. And it's kind of just a cool, fun outing, I guess. Well, that kind of wraps up that one. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're in the area, you can, of course, go check out that Long Shot Mine. There's not a whole lot there to check out, not like there apparently was, but, you know, in this area that I live in, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mines, and I'm probably going to be doing more mine exploration in the future. So if you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and hit that thumbs up and the bell for notifications, and I will catch you on the next video.